Sounds like fiction, but it's real. Irena Sendler.
Born on February 15, 1910 in Warsaw, Irena Sendler grew up in Otwock, a small town southeast of the Polish capital. Her father was a physician who treated poor patients, including many Jews, free of charge. In 1917, when Irena was just 7 years old, her father died of typhus contracted from his patient. This profound loss would shape the rest of her life. Before his death, her father taught her a lesson she would never forget. When someone is drowning, you don't ask if they can swim, you just jump in and help. This simple yet powerful philosophy became the driving force behind one of the most remarkable rescue operations of World War II. When World War II erupted, Irena was a 29-year-old social worker employed by the Welfare Department of Warsaw. As early as 1939, she began helping Jews by offering them food and shelter, but when the Nazis sealed the Warsaw Ghetto in November 1940, cramming close to 400,000 people into a tiny area where poor sanitary conditions, lack of food and medical supplies resulted in epidemics and high death rates, Irena knew she had to do more. She managed to obtain a permit from the municipality that enabled her to enter the ghetto to inspect sanitary conditions. This pass became her gateway to save lives. Using her papers as a Polish social worker, she and her team made over 3,000 false documents to help Jewish families. Irena's most dangerous work began with the children. She and the 10 who went with her into the ghetto used many methods to smuggle children out, including hiding them in ambulances under stretchers. They used toolboxes, sacks, coffins, even sedated babies in suitcases, whatever it took to spirit the children to safety. As head of the children's section of Gestapo, the Polish underground council for aid to Jews, operating under the codename Jolanta, she regularly smuggled children out and hid them in orphanages, convents, schools, hospitals, and private homes. Each child received a new identity, but Irena did something extraordinary. She carefully recorded in code their original names and placements so that surviving relatives could find them after the war. These precious lists were hidden in jars and buried under an apple tree. On 18 October 1943, 11 Gestapo agents conducted a search of Irena Sendler's apartment, breaking floorboards and ripping out tiles from the stove with crazed shouting, pushing, and accusations. As they searched her house, Irena quickly threw the lists of children to a friend who hid them in her clothes. Had the Gestapo found those names, all the children would have been doomed. She was tortured by the Gestapo and sentenced to death. Irena refused to tell the Gestapo anything and would not betray her friends or the children. The Nazi soldiers broke Sendler's feet and legs, crippling her for life in their efforts to pry information from her, but Gestapo managed to rescue her before she could be executed by bribing the guards. As she later reflected, to save one Jewish child, 10 Poles and 2 Jews had to risk death. Yet despite her heroism, Irena rejected the label of hero. She said, "The term hero irritates me greatly. The opposite is true. I continue to have pangs of conscience that I did so little. Every child saved with my help is the justification of my existence on this earth and not a title to glory." She also believed firmly that people can only be divided into good or bad. Their race, religion, nationality don't matter. In 1965, Israel recognized her as righteous among the nations, but for decades her story remained largely unknown. Then in 1999, something remarkable happened. 4 Kansas high school students, Liz, Megan, Sabrina, and Jessica, discovered a brief mention of Irena in an old magazine and created a play called Life in a Jar. The girls traveled to Poland in 2001 and met Irena at her Warsaw home, maintaining a tender friendship with her until she passed away. As she wisely taught us, you see a man drowning, you must try to save him.
Even if you cannot swim.